Hey dude, let me tell you something. You have something. Something that most people spend their entire lives searching for and never ever find. It's not your job. It's not your clothes. It's not the car you drive, or the titles people give you, or the followers you've collected on a screen somewhere. No, it's you. The actual, real, breathing, feeling, living version of you. That thing behind your eyes. That energy that fills a room before you've even said a word. That pull people feel when you walk in, even if they can't explain it, even if you can't explain it. That is your aura, and it is rare. But before we go deeper into this, I have to share something with you. Something I built from my own battles, my own rebuilding, my own moments of sitting in the dark, wondering if any of this was worth it. I wrote a book. It's called The Joker's Mirror, and it is not a feel-good book. It is not a pat on the back, everything is fine kind of read. It is a blueprint, a real one, for breaking the mental walls that were built around you. Some by others, some by yourself, and coming out the other side sharper, stronger, and completely unlockable. If you have ever felt like your own mind was working against you, this book was written for you. The link is in the description. And if you want to go even further, if you want to show up for this mission we are building together, the super thanks link is there too. Every single bit of support keeps this going, keeps us going. Now, let's get into what you really came here for. I want to tell you about a moment. A moment I think you might know, even if it happened in a different room, in a different city, in a different chapter of your life. You walked into a space. Could have been a meeting room. Could have been a family gathering. Could have been a place where you barely knew anyone. And within minutes, sometimes within seconds, people started gravitating toward you. Not because you were the loudest, not because you had the best story, not because you were trying to impress anyone. They came because of something they felt, something they couldn't name, something that pulled at them like a magnet hidden under the floor. And here's what happened next, and this is the part I really want you to pay attention to. Someone tried to dim it. Maybe they said something, cutting disguised as a joke. Maybe they went quiet when you spoke, and loud when you stopped. Maybe they started competing with you for no reason you could understand. Maybe they copied you, your ideas, your style, your moves, and then had the nerve to act like it was always theirs. Oh, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because here's the truth about rare things, and I mean this with everything I've got. Rare things attract everyone. The people who want to celebrate it, and the people who want to capture it, contain it, own it, drain it. But what they don't understand, what they've never understood, is that your aura isn't something they can touch. They can try. Oh, they will try. But they can't. There's a certain kind of person in the world. You've met them. I've met them. We all have. They walk around with this hunger, this desperate, restless hunger. And it's not the good kind of hunger. Not the kind that drives you to build something beautiful or chase something meaningful. No, it's the kind that makes them look at everything you have and feel this ache, this need to get close to it, to be near it, to be seen with it. And for a while, maybe a long while, you let them get close, because that's who you are. You're generous with your light. You share it. You pour it freely. You believe that good energy multiplies when you give it away. And you're right. It does. But here's what nobody tells you. Are you listening? Not everyone who reaches for your light wants to bask in it. Some of them want to bottle it. Some of them want to take it home, put a label on it, and sell it as their own. Some of them just want to stand next to it long enough that people start associating them with the glow, and when they realize, when it finally dawns on them, that no matter how close they get, your light won't transfer, your energy won't copy, your aura cannot be downloaded or stolen or replicated, that's when they get uncomfortable. That's when they start to pull away, or push back, or talk behind your back to people who've never even been close enough to feel what you carry. And you sit there sometimes in the quiet of your own life, and you wonder, what did I do wrong? Oh, my friend, my dear friend, you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything right. You were so beautifully, completely, undeniably yourself, and that is the thing they cannot forgive. Not because you're too much, but because they've spent so long being not enough, that watching you be whole is almost too painful to witness. I want to talk about your aura for a moment. Really talk about it, because I think you've been told the wrong things about it your whole life. You've been told to tone it down, to shrink, to be a little more approachable, which is a word people use when they mean a little more like us. To stop being so intense, so passionate, so full, so loud, so quiet, so you. And maybe, just maybe, you listened. Maybe you spent years making yourself smaller, laughing less than you felt, dreaming in a lower key, walking into rooms like you were trying to take up as little space as possible, because somewhere, sometime, someone made you feel like your presence was inconvenient. Oh, that makes my heart ache, honestly, because I know what it costs to shrink yourself. I know what it does to a person over time, how you start to forget who you were before you started editing yourself for other people's comfort. How the fullness of you gets packed down into something smaller and quieter and easier to explain. But here's what I also know. It never actually worked, did it? You made yourself smaller, and they still felt threatened. You toned yourself down, and they still couldn't stop watching you. You held back your light, and somehow the room still felt different when you walked in. Because your aura isn't something you switch on. It's not a performance. It's not a choice. It's you. Just you. In your most basic, most unfiltered, most natural state, and it is rare. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a field, wide open, green, early morning. That kind of soft gold light that comes before the world fully wakes up. And in this field there are hundreds of flowers, all kinds, all colors, all beautiful in their own right. And then there's one flower that just glows, not because it's trying to, not because it looked at the other flowers and decided to outshine them, not because it spent the night practicing. It glows because that's just what it is. That's what lives inside it. That's the essence it was made from. And every living thing in that field is drawn to it. The bees, the butterflies. The morning light itself seems to bend a little in its direction. The other flowers don't always love this. Some of them grow in ways that try to block it. Some lean in, trying to absorb its warmth. Some drop their petals in frustration because no matter what they do, the glow just sticks. You are that flower. And I need you to stop apologizing for glowing. I need you to understand something about the people who can't stop watching you. They are not your enemies. Not really. They are people who are still searching for the thing you've already found. Even if you don't fully know you've found it yet. They are drawn to you because something in them recognizes something in you. Some ancient, wordless part of them says, That's what I want to feel like from the inside. And because they don't know how to grow their own light, because nobody ever showed them how they reach for yours. And that reaching, it can look a lot of ways. It can look like flattery that has a hook in it. It can look like friendship that's really just surveillance. It can look like mentorship that's really just access. It can look like love that's really just possession. And I'm not saying close yourself off. I'm not saying build a wall. I'm not saying stop being the generous, open-hearted, luminous person that you are. I'm saying something different. I'm saying know what you carry. Know that it is valuable. Know that it is rare. Know that not everyone who wants to be near it deserves to be near it. Know that you have every right to choose who you share it with, and who you gently, firmly, lovingly step away from. Your aura is not public property. Say that to yourself. Right now, wherever you are, in your car, on your walk, in that quiet moment before you fall asleep tonight. My aura is not public property. Let me tell you about power, real power. Not the kind that comes from titles or positions or who you know or how much you have. The kind that comes from something deeper. The kind that people try to explain and can't quite get there. Real power is being so rooted in who you are that other people's opinions of you can't shake the ground you stand on. Real power is walking into a room full of people who've already decided what they think of you and just being yourself anyway. Real power is knowing when someone is trying to dim your light and choosing consciously, lovingly, firmly not to let them. Real power is the quiet smile you carry when someone tries to convince you that you're ordinary, because you know something they don't. You know what lives inside you. You've felt it in your greatest moments, in your most painful ones, in the mornings when you woke up and decided to keep going. That is power, and it lives in your aura. Nobody gave it to you. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can touch it, hold it, borrow it, or steal it. It is yours. It has always been yours. It will always be yours. I want to talk to you about a season you might be in right now, or a season you've already been through, or one that's coming, because life moves in seasons and no one gets to skip them. It's the season where people start falling away, the ones you thought were permanent. The ones who seemed so sure about you and then suddenly, quietly, completely were not. The ones who cheered for you until your wins got big enough to make them uncomfortable. The ones who called themselves your people until the moment you actually started becoming yourself. Oh, that season is hard. I won't pretend it isn't. Because you loved those people. You really loved them. And the exit doesn't feel like liberation at first. It feels like loss. It feels like rejection. It feels like proof of something you've always feared, that maybe you're too much, or not enough, or somehow fundamentally hard to love. But that's not what it is. What it actually is, when you can see it clearly, from a little distance, with a little time, is selection. Your aura is selecting, like a frequency, like a signal, like that moment when you tune an old radio and most of the static clears away and suddenly you're hearing something clean, something true, something that sounds exactly like what you were searching for. The people who couldn't stay, they weren't your frequency. They felt the pull of your energy. Everyone does, but they couldn't sustain being near it because your aura asks something of people. Not in words, not in demands, just by existing, it asks. Are you going to be real right now? Are you going to show up fully? Are you going to honor what's happening between us? And some people, they just can't say yes to that. And that's okay. That is okay. Let them go. Release them with warmth. Release them without bitterness, because bitterness is the only thing that can actually dim your light. And you've worked too hard and come too far to let that happen. I want you to think about the people who stayed, the ones who didn't run when your light got bright, the ones who didn't shrink back when you got bigger, louder, more fully yourself. The ones who looked at the whole complicated, beautiful, sometimes overwhelming reality of you and just said, yes, this, you, I'm in. Hold those people close, not with a grip that suffocates, but with a warmth that says, I see you, I choose you, I'm grateful for you. Because here's something that doesn't get said enough. The people who can be near a rare aura without trying to own it or drain it or compete with it, they are also rare. They are the ones who have done their own work, their own growing, their own quiet, unglamorous becoming. They don't need your light because they have their own, and so when they're near yours, it doesn't create hunger, it creates harmony. That is your people.